Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm joined today by First Assistant District Attorney Fran Chardo. Today, the Criminal Investigation Division of the District Attorney's Office has filed charges of theft against John Campbell of the 200 block of Bow Street in Harrisburg for the alleged theft of funds totaling in excess of $8,000 from when he was the executive director of the historic Harrisburg Association. During a time frame in his employment with that association, it's alleged that Mr. Campbell wrote several checks to himself, to his personal account. Those totaled in excess of $8,400. Charges were filed this morning before Magisterial District Judge Barbara Pianka. Mr. Campbell is represented by attorney Adam Klein and is expected to turn himself in to the detectives in the next couple of days. These charges stemmed from an investigation that began in our office following a complaint by members of the Board of Directors of the Historic Harrisburg Association. They had noticed after Mr. Campbell left their employment to accept another position that there were checks that were made out to him, specifically when the association was preparing a check for its Light Up Harrisburg campaign. They noticed that the bank account was lower than what they thought it should have been. At that point in time, a little bit further investigation into monthly bank statements showed the checks had been written to Mr. Campbell personally. Mr. Campbell was a salaried employee of the association. There would have been no business reason for those checks to have been written. As part of our investigation, we uncovered an email that Mr. Campbell allegedly wrote that in that email he made an admission that he had taken money from the association to pay for educational expenses as well as medical expenses. The theft charge, because of the amount of money that was taken, is a felony of third degree. The other charge filed against him is under the Charitable Associations Act. That's a misdemeanor of the first degree. Fran Chardo from my office has headed up this investigation. We'd be glad to take any questions at this time.
Can you step in front of the mics?
Sure. We got the charity itself contacted us and should be commended for doing so.
Members of the Historic Harrisburg Association came forward to us about a week or so ago, and that's what started the investigation. Any other questions?
No,
Because it's a felony. It's a charge that will not go out by summons. But I spoke to his attorney shortly before coming down here. He's agreed that he'll turn himself in the next day or two to authorities. If that doesn't occur, then there'll be a warrant. Correct.
What if he said he used the money for and how cooperative is he?
Pardon me?
What did he say he used the money for and how cooperative has he been?
Mr. Campbell in the email said he used the money for medical expenses and college expenses. That's been pretty much the extent. Medical expenses and educational expenses. Yes. These are maximum penalties. The maximum penalty for the theft charge would be 7 years. For the charitable act charge would be 5 years. But keep in mind, those are maximum penalties. We have sentencing guidelines that would call for penalties much, much less than the statutory maximum. The money was to be utilized for the Light Up Harrisburg campaign. that the association had undertaken. Correct. Well, at this time, we don't have that concern. We've been in contact with Chief Carter as well as the administration at the city. You know, prior to this press conference, they're aware of these charges, but at this point in time, we have no reason to suspect anything in connection with his job as city treasurer.
Do you know if is there an investigation into any other missing funds?
With regard to the Historic Harrisburg Association, that's ongoing to see if there were any other funds missing. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you coming down.